Hi, and welcome to today's July 21st stimulus package and stimulus check update. I have some positive new developments in regards to stimulus checks and the new stimulus package, so I'm excited to share my research with you today. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, then consider subscribing right now. This is going to be a great week, I believe, for updates. Okay, now Senator Mitch McConnell said there will be a second stimulus check. That was today. He said that he definitely supports another round of direct payments to the people. He also said he would like to see another round of PPP money to small businesses. Senator McConnell said in regards to stimulus checks that the American people need another shot of adrenaline, which is totally true. He wants another round of direct payments to American families to keep driving our national comeback. This is big news, you guys. He's kind of been against stimulus checks, and I think now, reviewing the data, he sees that there is absolutely a need for another round of stimulus checks to the people. Okay, what we know right now is the new bill could be proposing $100 billion to local and state governments as opposed to the $1 trillion that Nancy Pelosi was requesting. We also believe that this new bill will have around $100 billion to help teachers, students, and staff return to school safely this fall. As I mentioned yesterday, the rest of the Republican Party will be informed of this bill later today during the Republican luncheon. Following this meeting, negotiations will start with the Democratic Party. Finally, both parties have their bargaining chips on the table. So now it's time to play high-stakes poker. Okay, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is still pushing for both parties to be in agreement with a new bill by the end of July. I believe he understands that some form of unemployment assistance must continue, and he wants to get that done so that the American people can breathe, knowing that there is going to be some form of assistance as they get back to work. Now, here's what we don't know, but I believe we will know in the next few days. We need to find out what is the income cap for the next stimulus check. Is it going to be like it was with the CARES Act at $75,000 for a single person, or up to $150,000 as a married couple, and then it phases out as it goes up? Or are they going to lower it to the $40,000 and we still see some kind of phase up program? We need to know that. The second thing that we absolutely need to find out soon, and I hope it will be in the next week, is the number for that federal unemployment assistance program. If it's going to continue to be the $600, we need to know that. And according to Chuck Schumer, it would most likely phase out as the economy improves. Or it could be a lower amount with some kind of back-to-work bonus. Again, we don't fully know yet, but I believe this is the week that we're going to start getting some of those answers. But those are like the two main things that I think we really need to know. Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff at the White House, said, "This is an ongoing 24 hours a day situation that we are working through. And the White House has not stopped working on this, even though the Senate was gone." Mark Meadows said, "A big push for the rest of this year will be to get manufacturing jobs back into the United States. Never again do we want to depend on outside countries for medication or medical supplies." Now, there's an economist that just came out who has been pro-globalization, and he is now saying he's wrong, and we do need to be more American-focused. So I'll get that information. I just started reading it, but needed to get this out to you. Okay. Now, I'm not done yet, but if you found this update helpful up to this point, will you do me a favor and give it a like? That way YouTube knows to share it with others, and please share this on social media. People need to know that Mitch McConnell of the Senate has said there will be another check. Please help spread the information. Okay, now yesterday, I saw somebody with a flip-flop rubber band to their head. I'm not sure that this person understood the benefits of a face mask, or maybe they just were desperate to get into the store. I don't know, but it gave me a good laugh. I hope it gives you one too. Okay, now continuing with information from Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. On Friday, he discussed the success of the PPP program, while at the same time said it may need a second round of funding, especially for smaller businesses and hardest hit industries. Mnuchin suggested to Congress that Congress would reauthorize the program to allow for a second check and a second payment to businesses that are most hard hit. Although this time around, he did suggest having businesses prove that they needed that money and not just a blanket approach of giving money to every single business. On a personal level, I just found out that I was rejected by the SBA for the EIDL loan. They gave no reasoning why, but I will continue to fight them and keep you guys updated as my business is trying to get that emergency injury disaster loan. I would personally be responsible for paying that back, but it would be helpful for the business. So anyway, I don't know if you guys have been rejected. If you have, I just want you to know I have empathy. Okay, now as of Friday, there was discussion of having PPP loans under $150,000 automatically forgiven, as those truly represent the small businesses of the United States. Now remember, about 50% of everybody employed in the United States is employed by a small business. So those businesses, they're looking at just automatically forgiving that money because they're not big enough that they could go hide money or anything like that. While large companies that took over $150,000 and some of them upwards of millions and millions of dollars, they would have a team of CPAs and lawyers that would be able to work towards getting that loan forgiven if they follow all the forgiveness rules. If a second round of PPP goes out, the parameters on how many employees a business has will play a major role in deciding whether you get additional PPP money. According to Steve Mnuchin, he said, although the PPP did not run perfectly, it did save taxpayers billions and billions of dollars by not having tens of millions of more Americans on unemployment. So that's kind of interesting. I never really thought about that. I'd actually like to see the mathematical breakdown of how that saved us money by saving those jobs. But if that's true, that's interesting. Okay, now I'll be going live this coming Wednesday, tomorrow, at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you can join me, I'll be talking stimulus question and answers that you don't usually get. I'll be talking about life, money, business, my life. So if you can join me, I'd really like to have you. It was a good time, and it's certainly better than watching the negative news. I will continue to update you this coming week as I think big news is going to be coming out. Now, one piece of data that we do know for sure that I want to share is that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.